Well, to say the least, it's exceeded our expectations, and that's positive. Now our youth have access to facilities, individuals, resources in our community that help them understand the alternative to what could be. And that alternative means far less recidivism, but more importantly, outcomes that lead to productive citizens in our community as a result.
There are other populations of youth that might be successful in a less restrictive environment, and that's what the Evening Reporting Center provides. As a consequence of having that opportunity, we have seen our admissions to secure detention decrease. In a year's time, our overall admissions have decreased from around 400 to in the 300s. Further, our average daily population has decreased. An average daily population is a function of two variables. Number one, the admissions, how many kids are coming in, and number two, how long are they staying.
The Evening Reporting Center is an alternative to detention program. It provides life skills, psychoeducational, and self-development groups for males and females that are over the age of 12 and fall under the jurisdiction of the court. The program runs Monday through Friday from 3 to 8, and we also have one Saturday a month commitment for community service. The youth are referred by the court. They can also be here for a sanction. They have a petition filed or a motion to modify, and they are here for typically 20 days or until pending hearing.
As part of the Juvenile Detention Alternatives Initiative, our office and several of our community partners participated in model site visits with the Annie E. Casey Foundation. Those site visits were to Santa Cruz, California, Portland, Oregon, Bernalillo County, New Mexico, and also Chicago, Illinois. During those site visits, we had the opportunity to visit evening reporting centers, speak to youth that participated in those evening reporting centers, and also talk to some of the facilitators of the programming and the staff that operated those programs. Through those conversations, we were able to determine the value of the programming in those communities as versus those youth being placed in detention pending the hearings. We use a juvenile detention assessment instrument, and the instrument was showing us that we were overriding youth for placement in detention as versus leaving them in the community under community supervision.
As a JDAI site, one of the priorities that we had was to develop an objective screening and admission process for youth that are being presented or considered for secure detention. And so we were fortunate that we had an opportunity to be a part of a team that developed a statewide instrument. It's known as the Missouri Juvenile Detention Assessment. And we quickly adopted that and began using that, and immediately we saw a drastic reduction in the number of youth that were admitted into our secure detention center.
Basically, the ERC is a composite of three separate components. The ERC is a diversionary program. It also has an incapacitative function, and it's also built on the after-school model concept. As a diversionary concept, the ERC operates specifically as a detention diversion. Youth are more likely to commit crime during the hours of 3 p.m. and 9 p.m., at least during the school year. So what the ERC tries to do is to isolate these formerly detained youth in a setting that is safe and secure, so they no longer have opportunities to commit crime out on the street. The third critical component of the ERC is that because youth are going there after school, it is built on an after-school model. The key with the after-school component, the program component, is that that will give youth opportunities to improve themselves while they're incapacitated and while they're being diverted from detention.
The Evening Reporting Center would not be as successful without our community partners. Many of them volunteer their time to provide our youth with many different groups. We also have a couple of groups that are ran through grants. 2 of them are through a Title II grant and 1 through a Department of Elementary and Secondary Education grant. Some of our groups are ran by our staff. 3 of our staff are funded through the Division of Youth Services grant. We have many of our groups that are interconnected, and that's what helps us be so successful with our youth. We have anger management that couples with our yoga class that helps the youth with reducing their stress and being able to cope with some of their issues that they have. We definitely would not be as successful without those programming components.
One of the contributions that I think the collaboration between the adolescents and the community partners have is that it gives them a bigger picture of what it takes to build a community. The people, the skills, the caring that goes into it. They get some role models. We get a chance to work with people who we'd like to make part of our community. And the skills that they're learning here are the things that they're going to need in the big picture of being part of their community. For instance, they learn skills in the program they're doing right now in moral decision making that are going to help them make decisions in school, in finding a job, in helping others. For instance, we teach classes on coping with addictions, and they may need to help a friend or a family member. And they learn yoga here, and that helps them with managing their anger. So they're really getting a big picture view of how they can come out of here and be part of the community and work with some of the role models they're exposed to here.
When I first came here, I wasn't making the best decisions. Like, my judgment was kind of off. Like, doing the scenarios and answering the questions really helped that out a little bit. And I like Ms. Lauren's group because, like, she taught us jobs and how to do a resume. Like, I'm so young. I've never done a resume. I just turned 15, so like, learning how to do a resume now would probably be I think it would be a good thing to already know, like, the future. So.
Anger management, it helped me a lot by controlling my anger and knowing what to do. Like, if I get angry at somebody, to walk away and figure out something else to do.
ERC has been beneficial for us, more so than I realized it was going to be. I'd have to say one of the most important things that we gained from it was the parents meeting. We met on Wednesday nights, and we took in a lot of information during the time we were there, but some things that really stood out was on the communication. They taught us on how to communicate in a healthy way, and how when we weren't communicating in a healthy way, what we could do.
With the Evening Reporting Center, I feel it is a great value for 2 reasons. One, it gives the juveniles a chance to remain in the community and not be held in a confined placement such as detention. And when they're at the Evening Reporting Center, they learn other skills, and whether it's family communication workshops, anger management.
And the program has been a great addition to both the youth and the families that we serve, and as well as ensured the community safety within Greene County.
So it has been a great program, and I'm thankful to be. I wasn't thankful how we ended up here, but I was thankful to be part of it.
Of the youth who scored for detention, 75% of those youth have successfully completed the Evening Reporting Center. 98% of the juveniles at the Evening Reporting Center have completed it with no new law violations. There's more supervision, they're learning more skills, and we utilize it as probation as another alternative. If they're at risk of getting placed back in detention, we have a chance to place them back at the Evening Reporting Center to maybe refocus and learn some skills that will keep them in the community and not in a locked facility.
What the Springfield ERC model integrates into their concept is a point system, a token economy, where youth are rewarded for certain types of behaviors and get points taken away for certain negative behaviors. And research has consistently shown that the use of such behavioral strategies as reinforcement and a reward point system significantly increases the compliance of participants in programs and can lead to more successful outcomes, treatment outcomes, and rehabilitative outcomes.
The things that helped me in ERC was the staff. They were there, they were caring, they really helped you through it, and the MRT was very beneficial. It helped me learn a lot of stuff about me and helped me get through life. The groups were wonderful. It showed you how to deal with your anger and going out and live in a social area.
There's a lot of things in here that can help you, and the staffs are really good. You can always talk to them about something.
The most beneficial part about the ERC was the staff. They really helped us through a lot. The groups that I really liked was yoga, balance, restorative justice group, substance abuse, and gifts.
I think my whole overall attitude against things just changed. I don't bully people like I used to. I used to be a really big bully before I came to the ERC.
I think you can see from this video that the program has been very successful, and in a twofold way. We've been very concerned about our public safety in the community, and that need has been met. And we've also wanted to turn lives around. And our indications are that certainly while participating in the program, there were no further law violations. So it's been a tremendous success, and I'd recommend it to any city or county that's looking at doing something similar.